And it is a special day, and you may be seated if you like, or you can stand. It's special. You can do whatever you want today. For the past several weeks, I have invited us each to start our morning by grounding ourselves by feeling gratitude. And we can do other things too. We can feel love or compassion, forgiveness, acceptance. A lot of things allow our heart and our conscious self to become grounded in and aware of the energy and the power of the divine at our very core. But I chose gratitude because it's like French fries. If you're hungry, really hungry, and you only got a little bit of money in your pocket, you walk in a restaurant, what's cheap and fills your belly up? French fries. You get 2 orders and you are full. It hangs with you for a while. Well, gratitude's kind of the same way when you're looking for a way to get in touch with your core. Because gratitude is the one feeling, and the only feeling that I've found, that allows you to ground yourself without requiring yourself to become vulnerable in any way. Love, compassion, forgiveness, acceptance, even empathy requires us to open ourselves up a little bit for a little bit of vulnerability. Not so with gratitude. Gratitude is safe. And sometimes most of us go through times when we're beat up pretty bad. And maybe vulnerability isn't something we can handle real well right now because we've lost track of our touch. We've lost connection with our real selves. So maybe by feeling gratitude, we can get our heart to start talking to our brain, and we can, for a fact, enrich our lives. Something to ponder, I say. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Well, today is Easter. And with a group such as ours, Easter is, we come at it from all different directions. It means different things to different people. And in the spirit of Easter, in the Christian tradition which it originated, Jesus, the night before he was crucified, gave his inner core, his disciples, a new commandment. And I thought it was a very odd commandment to give. But in spite of everything that he stood for, everything that he taught, everything that he represented by the religious establishment of the day, he said this: the new commandment that I give you is to love one another. It's funny that all that we say and do, that love is something that is so easily overlooked and forgotten. Easter is a celebration of love. It's a celebration of new life. And I would like to take this opportunity to kind of step outside the box in a religious context and just read you a simple love story this morning. And you will all respond to it differently, but it does emphasize many things about love and the power of love. The name of this story is called Johnny Lingo and the 8-Cow Wife. I first met Johnny Lingo when I was visiting an island for my work as a reporter. It seems Johnny Lingo had quite the reputation. Everyone I spoke to knew Johnny and spoke highly of him. If I needed anything, they told me, go find Johnny. If I needed a place to stay, Johnny could put me up since he had built a 5-bedroom house, an unheard of luxury. If I wanted fresh vegetables, his garden was the greenest. If I wanted fish, he could show me where the bite was best. If pearls is what I sought, his middlemanship could bring me the best deals. Get Johnny Lingo to help you find what you want and let him do the bargaining, said the islander. He'll earn his commission 4 times over. Johnny knows values and how to make a deal. His son, playing nearby, who heard what he said, started shrieking with laughter. Hush, said the father. Johnny Lingo is the sharpest trader in the Pacific. The boy almost choked and rolled off the steps of the porch. What's going on? I demanded. Everyone around here tells me to get in touch with Johnny Lingo and then breaks up laughing. Is this some kind of trick, a wild goose chase, the village idiot, or what? Let me in on the joke. There's no joke. When we tell you to see Johnny, it's good advice. Then why all the winking and the snickering, I asked. Did you tell him also, Papa, he should see Johnny's wife? The child burst into laughter and fled into the house as his father swatted his bottom. So why, I asked again, does everyone mock Johnny Lingo? They like to laugh. Johnny's the brightest, the quickest, the strongest young man in all the islands, and for his age, the richest. So they like best to laugh at him. But if he's all you say, and everybody says, what is there to laugh about? Only one thing. 5 months ago, at fall festival time, Johnny came to the main island and found himself a wife. He paid her father 8 cows. I knew enough about island customs to be thoroughly impressed. 2 or 3 cows would buy a fair to middling wife. 4 or 5, a highly satisfactory one. Goodness, I said, 8 cows. She must have beauty that takes your breath away. She's not ugly, he conceded, but the kindest could only call Sarita plain. She was 3 months past marriage when Johnny came, and no one had offered for her. Unless you count the widower Ben Panjay, who's older than her father, he put up 1 cow and might have gone to 2, but she couldn't stand the sight of him, so he withdrew his offer. Old Sam Carew, her father, was beginning to be afraid that she would be left on his hands. But then he got 8 cows. Isn't that an extraordinary number, I said. Never been paid for in all the islands. Did you notice the girl who brought the fruit this morning? Of course you did. The tall one. She's magnificent. Magnificent. She's the most beautiful girl on the island. She brought her father 7 cows, with 4 men bidding. Yet Johnny paid 8. And you call this his wife plain? I said it would be a kindness to call her plain. She was little, skinny, with no endowments. She walked with her shoulders hunched and her head ducked, as if she was trying to hide herself. Her cheeks had no color, eyes never opened beyond a slit, and her hair was a tangled mesh half over her face. She was scared of her own shadow, frightened by her own voice. She was afraid to speak up or laugh in public, and she never played with any of the other kids. But she attracted Johnny, there's no denying that. The village has been open-mouthed ever since. They get a kick out of remembering how Johnny, the sharpest trader in the islands, paid 8 cows for a girl anyone here could have had for 1 or 2. Some, mostly women, say he was blind with love. Others suspect trickery, something in the marriage cup that muddled Johnny's brain. Sarita's father was resigned to accepting only 1 cow, but Johnny walked right in and made his offer without giving anyone a chance to speak. Sam was convinced that Johnny had gone mad and he'd better seal the contract before he came to his senses. Johnny took Sarita back to his house on the neighboring island, and we haven't seen them since. 8 cows, I said. Unbelievable. I'd like to meet Johnny Lingo. I wanted fish, I wanted vegetables, and I wanted pearls, so the next day I set sail to find this Johnny Lingo. When I met him, he was so earnest, so sober, so unlikely to go mad. I wondered even more what had made him behave with such recklessness on the main island. Do they speak much of me on the island, Johnny asked. Yes, I said. They say there's almost nothing I might want that you can't help me get. And they speak of your wife. And that you paid 8 cows for your marriage settlement. They wonder why. Always and forever, when they speak of marriage settlements, it will be remembered that Johnny Lingo paid 8 cows for Sarita. Ah, so that's the answer, I thought with disappointment, only for vanity. And then I saw her. She was the most beautiful woman I had ever seen. Not with the beauty of the girl who carried fruit that now seemed cheap, common, and earthbound. This girl was lovely, both inside and out. The dew-fresh flowers which she pinned back in her lustrous black hair accented the growth of her cheek, the glow of her cheeks, the lift of her shoulders, and the tilt of her chin. The sparkle of her eyes all spelled a pride to which no one could deny her. And as she turned to leave, she moved with such grace and enchantment that it made her look like a queen. She was glorious. Who is she? That's Sarita, my wife. I stared at him blankly. Surely that was not the same person the islanders have talked about. Perhaps you wish to say she does not look the way the others described her. She doesn't. I heard she was homely, or at least nondescript. They all make fun of you because you let yourself be cheated by Sam Carew. You think he cheated me? You think 8 cows were too many? Soon it will be festival time, and I will take Sarita back to the main island. She will see her friends and family again. And do you think anyone will make fun of us then? Not likely, but I don't understand. How can she be so different from the way that she was described? She has been away now for several months, and much has happened to change her. Much in particular happened the day she left. Do you ever think, he asked reflectively, what it must mean to a woman to know that her husband has met with her father to settle the lowest price for which she can be bought? And then later, when all the women talk, as women do, they boast of what their husbands paid for them. One says 4 cows. another maybe 6. How does she feel? The woman who has been sold for 1 or 2. This could not happen to my Sarita. I wanted Sarita to be happy, of course, but I wanted more than that. You say she's different from the way they remember her back on the island. This is true. Many things change a woman. Things that happen inside and those that happen outside. But the thing that matters most is what she thinks about herself. Back home, Sarita believed that she was worth nothing. Now she knows she is worth more than any other woman in the islands. Don't get me wrong. I wanted to marry Sarita. I loved her and no other woman. But, he finished softly, I wanted an 8-cow wife.
Dick knows something about what he just read to you. Dick and Julie, his wife, celebrated yesterday, how many?
51.
51 years together. Thank you. That was a very special message for a very special day. Well, it's Easter, and it's a special day. My talk's called It's a Special Day. And it's a special day for lots of different reasons. But I think for the young people here today, and that's anywhere from 87 to infant, we're having Easter egg hunt. So it's going to be very special in a lot of ways. But it's special in another way. I spoke last week a little bit about Brenda taking care of a flower path. And she's sitting back there going, oh, don't make me do that, don't stop. But she brought to my mind a thing like this. It's called Adopt-A-Plot. She did the flower bed out there by the corner. And she said, I like that, can I adopt that? And this Adopt-A-Plot, we started it in 2002. And it kind of ran for, I don't know, 8 or 9, 10 years, and then it just kind of fell by the way, like most things. They run for a while, everything's got a season. But this might be a perfect opportunity to start it back up again. We could set like a 3-month thing or something, I don't know. Let's maybe revisit it, change it, improve it, do something totally different, or just, that was a nice thought, and we'll go on to the next thought, you know, like 1 cow. But, Shauna.
Yes, sir.
Would you come up here, please, and grab these? And if anybody has any interest in volunteering some time, sharing their time and their talent, and adopting a plot, maybe in a week or 2, we'll talk about it some more. If anybody wants one, raise your hand. If you're not interested, that's okay. You don't have to be interested. And just, but anyway, so she's doing that.
Anybody else?
And we'll put the rest of them on the table at the back. So I just want to invite all of you to come and hang around right after church. There's going to be festivities. And I'm not in the loop, and I don't know what all the festivities are going to be, but I know there's donuts and cookies and cupcakes and all kind of good things to eat, and juice, and it's just going to be a wonderful day. Dick, how about some announcements?
Just very quickly to go over an overview of announcements for the month of April. April 2nd, which is, I believe, already passed. And April, 16th coming up are the Women's Spiritual Book Discussion Circle, and that's at Valley Village on those dates at 10 a.m. Today is the the Easter egg hunt, and it's just an opportunity for all of us to have fun. And you don't have to participate, but I encourage you to do so. And Audrey is back there. Audrey, would you just stand? You don't have to say anything. Audrey has put this together. Shauna, you already know, who's been passing out the flyers for the Adopt-A-Plot. Audrey has put this all together. Shauna is going to be assisting her. I picked Shauna in particularly because she's the enforcer. So, you know, just remember that they're in charge. We'd like everybody just to meet over in the fellowship hall or outside the fellowship hall after the service. They will explain what's going to happen, and then they will turn you loose for the egg hunt. And again, it's designed for young and old, and please take advantage of it. And again, there's refreshments following. Just an opportunity to play and to create some memories today together, and I hope you participate. April 11th, I just wanted to mention that the Bluebirds will be performing at our cabaret, and that's from 5 to 7, Saturday, April 11th. The 12th, our board meets that morning afterwards, and I think really that covers enough for the announcements today. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Dick. Busy month, a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of fun to be had. And fun is a great part of life, and joy and happiness. But it's not the only part of life. Sometimes life can be difficult, hard, hurtful. It can scare us. It's a normal part of life. And we all know people, maybe ourselves, who are going through some really tough times. Maybe we could use a little extra light in the dark. Maybe we could use an extra smile or an extra hug. Maybe we could use a little extra energy. Maybe a little forgiveness. Maybe a little acceptance. So in this part of our service, we mention people's names who could maybe use some of the gifts that we might be able to share from our divine within. And any names out there? Alias family. Sarah? Wayne and Nancy. Almost all of us know more than one going through this difficult time in life. We've all been there. And we're going to be there again. It's part of life. So let's maybe close our eyes and focus all of our attention onto this divine energy that each one of us has within us. And then just choose to share it wherever it might need to go, especially to those names that were mentioned. And just allow this to happen with your intention. This morning, we're going to trust in this power of love and compassion to do what's needed in our universe. And so it is. Well, today we're going to have fun. Next week, we're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun this month. So let's stand up and sing, I've got that joy, 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 joy down in my heart and everywhere else too. please remain standing. There are people who haven't been here before, I believe. So I want you to understand what's going to take place now. Don't be afraid or frightened. This is a good thing. We now greet each other in a 118-year-old tradition here at Church of the Oaks. And just watch and you'll learn what's going on really fast. You may begin. I love you. Yes. Hello, how are you? Arthur. Nice to see you. I'm glad you're here. Nice to meet both of you. Glad you're here.
Did you bring a basket or not?
Excellent. Good to see you. Sometimes I find I'm always the last one to figure things out, and I'm always a day late and a dollar short. It's just, but I should sit with so many people here for the first or second time on your order of service where it says songbook. That's this little thing. And where it says Wings of Song, that's this one, just so you know there's a difference. Well, I'm glad we got that all figured out. We look at abundance here at Church of the Oaks maybe a little differently than other people. Other people think of abundance and prosperity all about money. Yeah, money's nice. Having toys and nice cars and nice houses, that's all nice. But the greatest abundance that we can have in life is our relationships with each other. We get so separated and so goofed up and off course in this crazy world we live in that we forget that the best thing we have, the most valuable thing we have in our life is the people we love and care about, the people that support us and the people that we support. These great relationships, friendships, relationships at work, people we do business with, we trust, and we'll trust and loyalty. Those are so valuable, especially today. So I'd like to, each one of you, look around this room. In this room, look at the people. Actually look, spin around. These people are the most valuable gift that we receive, the most wonderful abundance and prosperity that we can have. And we're all here together in this family this morning, sharing ourselves with each other, our smiles and our hugs, and the Easter eggs, and all of it. The joy, and sharing the hard times. So that's our abundance. May we read together on the order of service our affirmation of abundance. When we choose to give, if our gift is inscribed by gratitude rather than obligation, we are manifesting the power and the divine and the spiritual principle of abundance. May we ponder that wisdom, please, Stephen. Thank you. As we prepare for our meditation this morning, let's sing together Only Believe, number 152 in the Wings of Song.
A few Sundays ago, Dick Meyer said, "The language of spirit is silence. In the silence moments is when our true spirit speaks to us. Without an inner life, there is no outer life. The outer life becomes egocentric, artificial, as the inner life needs to sustain us. So for the next few moments, let's all set aside any thoughts connected to our outer life and focus on the quiet, sustaining light of spirit that resides in each one of us. As we sit quietly, feel the glow of this inner life expand in the quietness as we meditate. So let's begin with slow, deep breaths and quiet mind. As we close down this meditation, remember the light that's within you is always there, protecting you and loving you. And so it is.
Thank you, Kelly. It is a special day. I don't know how many people are sitting here, but if I had you write on the back of the order service why today is special for you, there would be at least as many ideas written down as there are people. I'm going to tell you in a little while how today can be maybe one of the most special days in your life. But I'm going to give you some suggestions and some numbers first. I have notes today. I don't usually have notes, but I don't want to miss any of these numbers or get them wrong. By March, as of March 1st, 2026, they estimate, the bean counters estimate that there are 8.3 billion people alive on this planet today. That's the most ever, they think. And if I ask 8.3 billion people, is today special for you? If it is, how is it special? I could get as many as 8.3 billion answers, maybe lots more. It could be special for 2 or 3. $8.3 billion people. They'll have different ideas about things, different opinions, different religions. There are from 4,000 to 10,000, and people mostly get tired of counting, different religions or denominations or faith-based organizations in this world. And I'm going to break some of those down for you, but they say 85% of people on this planet have some sort of faith-based belief system. Christians about 31%, Islam's about 24%, Hinduism 15%, Buddhism 7%, Judaism 0.2%. And out of those, there's still, 5,000 to 6,000 more kinds. And then 15% are actually atheists and agnostics. 8.3 different belief systems, different beliefs. There are, by latest count, 195 countries on this planet. And each one of those countries has a unique to that country governance system. Maybe some similar, but every one is unique. Each one of those 195 countries has their own unique system of social, economic values, trends, principles. We've got 195 different domestic and foreign policies, 195 different I got a word written down here, it's a trouble. Traditions, that's the word I was looking for. So there's 8.3 different everythings in this world, and yet we're all the same. Now, we like to call ourselves here, we call ourselves this for decades, metaphysicians, free-thinking spiritualists, without a denomination, without a doctrine, just looking for the truth, looking for spiritual things, the spiritual laws and practices that help us get in touch with the divine inside. So to how this could be a special day for each one of us is, can we accept the fact that 8.3 billion people think and act and believe differently than we do without judging them? 8.3 billion people have different thoughts, different opinions, different ideas. Can we accept that fact without judgment? If we can, that's a very special day. Even if it's just for a moment. If we can just accept them and love them as human beings, just like we are. From time to time, scared to death. From time to time, really angry and upset. From time to time, confused. All we really want is to be as happy as we can and have enough food to eat. And have people around us that care about us. I think a majority of 8.3 billion people might think like that, but I don't know. I haven't asked them. But whatever their beliefs are, I hope that I can accept them as human beings having the same freedom of having an opinion. They may not have the freedom to express it in public, but to have it. if we can have that acceptance, if we can have that special feeling, awareness, just for a little while, that really makes life special. That makes today special. You know, one of my favorite quotes of all time is Chief Joseph's quote, "I will fight no more forever." There's a lot of things that I don't agree with. 8.3 billion people, all except me, I don't agree with. Probably most of them about a lot of things. Doesn't make them any less people. Doesn't make them any more afraid than I am when I'm afraid. Doesn't make them any less able to love their kids. They're people. They're creations. We're conditioned throughout the world that, we can fix everything if we fight for it. Mother Teresa was asked one time, "Hey, do you want to stand up and fight for equality?" And she said, "No, I won't fight for anything. That's the problem, is the fight." But she said, "If you can come up with something better, create something, offer something better, I will give you my full support, attention, and effort." When we come down to thinking about the world and all the fighting, all the struggle, all the what we might think is wrong by our opinion, we can fight it, or we can think about it and can we improve it? I'm reminded here of the Serenity Prayer. There's so much wisdom in these 3 sentences. Grant me the serenity to accept the things I can't change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. Think for a minute about the power of love. How we could change this world of chaos and people willing to fight for their difference of opinion if we could just share kindness. Leave our judgment in that little room where we can go home and be judgmental if we want, but leave that somewhere private. And outwardly, share a little kindness. Love would be better, but maybe that's a push for us right now. But just share a little kindness. Is there a little joy we can share? I have a band. We're a bunch of old geezers, but we play for the Council on Aging. And I tell the people, if you want to hear great music, don't listen to us. Turn on your radio or phone or something where they have studio recorded great music. But what we bring to every time we play is our joy, because we enjoy playing music and singing together. It's just the funnest thing we do. And that's what we share with the people that come and hear us. It's the joy. And you can't hardly judge joy. It just happens. It makes you feel all gooey inside. And it's wonderful. So I'm running out of time. So look around this world. 8.3 billion people. Accept them and be kind to every one of them. Because in that wisdom, we can't change. we can make a needed change. Love. Thanks, Dick. 51 years. Thanks. And thank all of you for being here. Happy Easter. Now let's stand up and sing something. Let there be peace on this earth. We all join hands in a big circle family of love. Everybody come, find a hand, we'll make a big circle. It's a little wobbly and bumpy, just like all the rest of it. And then we're going to sing amen, amen, amen. Are we circled up? I think we're ready. All right.